You're listening to Somewhat Frank with me, Frank Gruber. After working in the corporate world for a decade, I decided to blaze my own path by co-founding Tech Cocktail, which helped catalyze local startup communities and eventually turned into TechCo Media, a site which grew to millions of readers and was eventually acquired. Over the past decade, I've interviewed hundreds of entrepreneurs and thought leaders from some of the fastest growing and most successful companies in history. And along the way, I've learned amazing lessons from my experiences. So we're going to talk about startups, tech, innovation, and their intersection with personal life, and anything else on Frank Gruber's mind. So let's get started being Somewhat Frank. Somewhat Frank is produced with the help of Established, my new company. Frank Gruber here. I'm in Tampa, and I'm here after an exciting day. We just got through a big moment here. I'm here with Lakshmi Shenoy. She just did a great fireside chat and announced some interesting things. We're working with her on her new thing, Embark Collective. And you just talked to a room of people about this brand, this new brand, and the mission and everything you're doing. How do you feel, actually? That's been a lot.
I feel excited. I feel fueled by everyone else's energy and enthusiasm for what we're bringing to life.
And we kind of talked about it earlier today. I kind of want to switch it up to what's the bigger kind of mission with it, and like kind of share a little bit more about where you see it's going, and maybe a tidbit or two about where this is going to live.
We see this opportunity in Tampa. When you come down to Tampa, and everyone should come and visit, the Tampa Bay region is awesome. And we see an opportunity to really elevate the profile so that more people know about it. And know about it is a great place to build a company. So our big vision is let's make Tampa Bay a prime destination for diverse startup talent to make an impact professionally and personally.
Okay, and you're coming from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. We all love Chicago. It has a lot to offer. You come to this new community. It's been 6 months to the day. How are you feeling after making that decision and coming down here? It's kind of a new thing and obviously exciting. How do you feel?
I feel warmer than I did in Chicago.
Yes.
But Tampa Bay has been the most welcoming place I've ever experienced. And for a newcomer, that's often a big unknown is how is the community going to receive you? And this community has received me and this vision with open arms. It's awesome.
Okay. And now they can go check out Embark Collective with a C, so EMBARC collective.com. And you're asking for a little bit of input from people, not just from the community, but from the world. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Startup 101, understand your users. So we're doing a survey to understand the user needs of the community of startups, of potential startups who might be interested in opening, starting in Tampa Bay, opening another office, just visiting, and all of the invested supporters who help startups grow. We want input. We need user data to understand and really root our offerings in the user need.
Okay, so survey's live right now. You can take it. Anybody can take it. You don't have to live in Tampa to take it. You can take it from wherever. We want to get as much input as possible. What are you going to do with the input?
We are going to aggregate that input. We're going to share it publicly so that everyone can really benefit from having the data, because nobody wants to fill out 12,000 surveys. Let's just fill out one and share the data. And then just know that the offerings of Embark Collective are being formed by the needs of the community by that user input.
Okay, let's switch it up a little bit. That's super important to get all that data. We're going to use that data, and it's going to inform us on the future of Embark Collective. Let's talk a quick timeline, and then let's talk about what it took to get ready today, for today.
So quick timeline, we'll work backwards. So we're going to open in March of 2019. Along the way, we have to be able to share more about the space. We'll share renderings of the space that'll get people really exciting. Talked about our partners. We'll have international, national, and local partners that are helping to elevate the profile of Tampa Bay's startup community. And we'll have several other intermittent announcements along the way as well.
So basically, it's just the beginning. We're just getting started. If you follow the hashtag #WeEmbark with a C, you can follow along, and obviously all the different handles, and check out the website, and there's lots of different ways to connect, and you're always available, and you like to talk to people. Is that right?
I am very accessible, so talk to us.
Great. All right, now we're going to talk about what it took to get ready for today, starting with, what did you do this morning?
This morning, I had to shift my whole schedule because being a female CEO means you've got to do a couple extra steps to look presentable in the day. So I moved my workout up really early so I could get into dry bar at 7:15 a.m. for a blowout, so that when there's pictures and when there's cameras, I don't look like a hot mess and I look like an actual CEO. It's not as easy as it is for men who can just hop out of the shower and put on a suit and get going. Being a presentable lady takes a little bit more effort.
I took exactly 3 hours to get ready, so I don't agree with that 100%, but I see where you're coming from, and we'll just agree to disagree. And
Frank, I think we've established you're the exception, not the rule.
So, only other thing is, we talked slightly a little bit about footwear earlier today, and what it's like. Obviously, I have Allbirds on right now. They're the most comfortable shoes ever. There was a new shoe coming out. I think we're going to save that conversation for later on, but maybe tell me a little bit more about what else do you do to kind of, you're hustling around. There was a windstorm today. There's a lot going on. What else have you learned from being down here, and what makes you prepared as a CEO?
As a Floridian CEO, always carry an umbrella and always carry sunglasses, and always carry them at the same time, because you don't know when it's going to get too sunny or too rainy, and it can actually happen at the same moment here in Florida.
And we're going to leave it at that. That is a great tip. If you come down to Tampa, basically check out what Embark's doing. Embark Collective, they're doing some interesting things. And this is Somewhat Frank, live from Tampa. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks so much for listening. This is Somewhat Frank, signing off. Frank Gruber. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe online, iTunes, SoundCloud, Android, wherever you can find it. Somewhat Frank Podcast. We'll be back soon with another episode. Thanks so much.